Next up on canceled Storytime, McElligot's Pool. I already took a look through this one. I already know what the problematic imagery in this one is. Evening chat, how you doing, Kings on the Main? Welcome to Adult Storytime with newly canceled author Dr. Seuss. We'll do some voices for this one, all right? We'll have some fun with it. Young man, laughed the farmer, you're sort of a fool. You'll never catch fish in McElligot's pool. There he is. There's the old man. There he be. The pool is too small, and you might as well know it. When people have junk, here's the place that they throw it. You might catch a boot, or you might catch a can. You might catch a bottle. But listen, young man, if you sat 50 years with your worms and your wishes, you'd grow a long beard, long before you'd catch fishes. Dr. Seuss is fairly based, mostly, yeah. This is one of them that's getting discontinued. So it's got some pretty cringy imagery. We'll get to it. Answered Marco. It may be you're right. I've been here 3 hours without one single bite. There might be no fish. But again, well, there might. 'Cause you never can tell what goes on down below. This pool might be bigger than you or I know. Why? Well, you'll see. Stick around, Kings. I'm happy to have you here. This might be a pool, like I've read of in books, connected to one of those underground brooks. An underground river that starts here and flows right under the pasture. And then, well, who knows? Any room in this chat for bronze? Welcome to the chat, Bronze Age Chad. I am happy to have you here. It might go along down where no one can see. Right under Bronze Age Chad, thank you so much for the follow. It might go along down where no one can see, right under State Highway 203. Right under the wagons, right under the toes of Mrs. Umbroso, who's hanging out clothes. It might keep on flowing, perhaps, who can tell, right under the people in Sneeden's Hotel. Right under the grass where they're playing croquet, then under the mountains and far, far away. I think this cancellation is kind of stupid. It's just some stupid drawings and illustrations. Plus, just like some have been saying, the guy's been dead for a long time. I think the main issue that folks... And again, this isn't us canceling Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss has a lot of like really, really good stories that promote themes of inclusion and multiculturalism, things like that. I think it's a lot of his earlier work, especially like from the 30s and 40s, who is us... the internet at large. Nobody came for Dr. Seuss. His estate decided to discontinue the printing of several of his books. This one and the other two that I have here among them. So that, yeah, his estate and his publishing company decided to stop printing them. Which I think if they want to be careful about the casually racist footprint that they put out into the world, that's their choice. And I think that that's fine. But we're publishing company. It was both. They both made the decision together. This might be a river. Now mightn't it be, connecting McElligot's pool with the sea? Then maybe some fish might be swimming toward me. If such a thing could be, they certainly would be. Together, LOL? Yeah. We can go through the statement once we're done with this story. I can find it. Some very smart fellow might point out the way to the place where I'm fishing, and that's why I say if I wait long enough, if I'm patient and cool, who knows what I'll catch in McElligot's pool. And Kings, it doesn't matter whether or not Seuss was racist or not. He's got some othering themes in his book. The complainers of today just needed dopamine hits. Nobody came for Dr. Seuss. Nobody's canceling Dr. Seuss. That's what I'm trying to say. Nobody came for him. The internet didn't criticize Dr. Seuss. They came to a decision to say, hey, you know, we don't want to print these books anymore. That's the free market, baby. I might catch a thin fish. I might catch a stout fish. I might catch a short or a long, long drawn out fish. Any kind, any shape, any color or size, I might catch some fish that would open your eyes. Also, if I was complaining about this and Dr. Seuss canceled Dr. Seuss, true. They just discontinued a couple of his stuff. Yeah, just 6 books that have some pretty egregious themes. I won't be surprised if a dogfish appears, complete with a collar and long floppy ears, woofing along, and perhaps he might chase a whole lot of catfish right straight into this place. Might catch a fish with a pinwheel-like tail. I might catch a fish who has fins like a sail. I might catch some young fish, some high-jumping friskers. I might catch an old one with long flowing whiskers. Might catch a fish with a long curly nose. I might catch a fish like a rooster that crows. I might catch a fish with a checkerboard belly, or even a fish made of strawberry jelly. All of this, still fine. Might catch a seahorse, now mightn't I now? I might catch a fish who is partly a cow. I'm right? Hooray. What am I right on, though? Some fish from the tropics, all sunburned and hot, might decide to swim up. Well, they might they not? Racing up north for a chance to get cool, full steam ahead for McElligot's pool. I don't see anything wrong with this one specifically. It's just a dude chilling on an island. The culture that social media has created did this? You mean a culture that that is trying to eschew? And then Biden decides to not read it yesterday. I haven't looked into the whole reading across America bit where they're like moving away from Dr. Seuss for his birthday. I also think that this is like those algorithms sure know how to get us worked up. I think it's good to look at these tropes critically and to try and naturally weed them out of the cultural zeitgeist. I think that's fine. Let's look into it. I'm recording this for YouTube, so we'll look into it afterwards. Some Eskimo. This is the page that's problematic in this one, so everybody prepare yourselves. Some Eskimo fish from beyond Hudson Bay might decide to swim down, might be headed this way. It's a pretty long trip, but they might and they may. So we've got I wouldn't say cringy. This one isn't necessarily cringy. But it's when you're depicting First Nations people, especially Inuit, Northern Sea. What if wearing glasses in 2050 is racist? Under what circumstances would wearing glasses in 2050 be racist? Yeah, when depicting First Nations people, did you all know Eskimo is actually a slur? It means snow eater in the native language. So, that's probably the page from that one. I might catch an eel, well I might, it depends. A long twisting eel with a lot of strange bends, and oddly enough with a head on both ends. Damn fish got coats on, man, I'm mad. Dude, they're nice and toasty. One doesn't catch this kind of fish as a rule, but the chances are fine in McElligot's pool. Indigenous folks don't have access to what? I might catch a fish with a terrible grouch. Or an Australian fish with a kangaroo's pouch. You are entitled? Entitled to what, Kings on Main? Listen, if I thought that these were harmful enough not to air, I wouldn't be here reading them live on the internet. We're taking a look at it. We're being critical. And eye care? Oh, that's true. That's why I advocate for us to provide free eye care and free medical care to everybody. Wouldn't that be nice? Who wants to catch small ones like mackerel or trout? Say, I'll catch a sawfish with such a long snout that he needs an assistant to help him about. If I wait long enough, if I'm patient and cool, who knows what I'll catch in McElligot's pool. The outrage is fake. It always has been. You're right, but not on the side that you think. Some roughneck old lobster, all gristle and muscle, might grab at my bait. Then I would have a tussle. Dope sword? Yeah, it is. To land one so tough might take 2 or 3 hours, but the next might be easy. That rhyme, I assume, will finish on the next page. Look at his big, meaty claws. The kind that likes flowers. You might not know about the word Eskimo being a slur. Hell, I don't even know about that shit. Yeah, it's fine, but the fact that he used it and that they continue to print it is the issue. Kings on Main, I'm going to be honest, I haven't looked into, nor do I profess to know anything about LeBron's outrage at the U.S. and then his silence on China. I do not think that LeBron's his selective outrage, as you would probably call it, on the treatment of black people in the U.S. as a black man, I don't think that his silence on what's happening in another country precludes his ability to exercise his free speech. Wonder if he ever saw an Eskimo in real life. I mean, I don't know. Let's review it. No, I'm choosing not to. I'm in the middle of a segment. I'm not derailing my segment to go talk about LeBron James with you, Kings. I'm sorry. A fish even faster. A fish, if you please, who slides down the sides of strange islands on skis. He might ski on over and pay me a visit. That's not impossible, really. Now, is it? Some circus fish. Fish from an acrobat school might stage a big show in McElligot's pool. Or I might catch a fish from a stranger place yet, from the world's highest river in far off Tibet, where the falls are so steep that it's dangerous to ride them, so the fish put up chutes and they float down beside them. Whoop, 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 that way. From the world's deepest ocean, from way down below, from down in the mud where the deep divers go. From down in the mire and the muck and the murk, I might catch some fish who are all going glurk. I imagine that mouth movement is them going glurk, more than likely. Whales, I'll catch whales. Yes, a whole herd of whales, all spouting their spouts and all thrashing their tails. I'll catch 50 whales, then I'll stop for the day, because there's nothing that's bigger than whales, so they say. Still, of course, it might be... Boom, whales. I think it's just the one page so far. That there is something bigger, some sort of a kind of a thingamajigger. A fish that's so big, if you know what I mean, that he makes a whole whale look like a tiny sardine. That's a big-ass thingamajigger. Oh, the sea is so full of a number of fish, if a fellow is patient, he might get his wish. And that's why I think that I'm not such a fool when I sit here and fish in McElligot's pool. So that's that one. I think it's just the unfavorable depiction of Inuit people. I think that's the main one there. That fucking pool, holy shit. Big ass pool, right? Canceled story time continues, folks. I don't know if I want to do On Beyond Zebra, if I'm being totally honest. I can find the depiction in this. But this one's real long. Like, look at this. This is actually the page. I turned right to it. So it's a fictional man from a fictional country. I think his name is Nazim of Bazim. But yeah, this one's significantly longer. I don't remember that one at all. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I ever had. I know I had McElligot's pool, and I know that I had to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street. Early? Let me see. Let me see what the copyright date is on this one. 1955. So that would have been about 15 years into his career, something like that. At least his publishing career.